Hi there, Min. So you've written your first set of essays for us. Very good. Let's take a look at what you wrote. The first one is about schools. Should they entertain or should they only educate? Let's see what you said. The issue of whether the school should be more entertaining or only centers on education is a contentious topic since the inception of modern education. In my view, students can gain knowledge from reading textbooks, yet there are still numerous benefits of taking entertaining activities. Okay, so it's good. You've done structurally everything that you should do. However, I found a number of errors throughout the sentences. Let's talk about what they are. Centers of education. And then this should be has been a contentious topic because you said since. And whenever you use since, you kind of force yourself to use present perfect. So has been a contentious topic since the inception of modern education. In my view, students can gain knowledge from reading textbooks, yet there are still numerous benefits to and not taking. You don't take an activity, you engage in an activity. So there are still numerous benefits to engaging in entertaining activities. And isn't that just such a nicer sentence? All right, let's take a look at the body paragraphs now. Firstly, it is widely believed that doing sport games, okay, is an effective way to improve the collaboration ability of children. This is due to the fact that playing sports no, it's not a teamwork, and it's not necessarily because there are individual sports as well. So be careful here, men. Don't overgeneralize, okay? So this is due to the fact that playing sports may need teamwork that requires great cooperation between players. A recent study by China Daily showed that young people who like to participate in sport activities usually have, because you said young people have better teamwork spirit than others. Therefore, the students learn how to work together with others through sports, and it cannot be replaced by reading and writing. Okay, now what I want you to do here is explain to me how this is linked to education, okay, and entertainment in education. So, because let's say, for example, you're a child who is not athletically inclined, I can assure you that sports in school is like, or gym or physical education classes are like the worst part of the day. Okay, so I almost feel like you're actually answering the other essay here and not this particular essay. So you need to talk about entertaining activities and how it is important for schools to have them. Because that's the other thing. You didn't really mention how sport is involved in school. So I almost feel like you're answering a completely different question, and certainly not this essay, because this is schools and having entertaining lessons, but there was nothing about schools in here. All right, so let's move on. Secondly, there is ample evidence to suggest that students we don't take entertaining activities. We enjoy entertaining activities, or we take part in entertaining activities, such as drama and dance performance in the school. Now here you go. Here you made it much more clearly related to school. Would have a great impact. Hold on. Students taking part in entertaining activities such as drama and dance performance in the school would have a great impact on the development of their sentiment and confidence. I want you to rephrase this just a tiny bit, okay? I want to look at the sentence one more time, shall we? So secondly, there's ample evidence to suggest that taking part in entertaining activities such as drama and dance performance in the school would have a great impact on the development of children's sentiment and confidence. That's how you have to do this, because it's awkward here. Children would have a greater impact. Do you understand? I mean, that the meaning of the sentence is lost the way you wrote it. According to the research findings by primary school education, about 80% of interviewees said that performing on stage, not the stage, as a child helped them build up self-confidence and positively influence their formation of personality. Thus, entertaining activities not only bring happiness to students, but also play a very important role in the mental and intellectual development of individuals. Okay, I'm more okay with this paragraph because you mentioned these activities as part of a school setting. You didn't do that here, and that's where you kind of lost it, but this is better developed. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that apart from, not except, so apart from teaching students basic knowledge, comma, schools should organize more entertaining activities such as sports, competition, dance, and drama performances because you're not talking about just one thing, will effectively improve students' teamwork ability and confidence. Okay, the apostrophe has to go after the S because you're not talking about one student, you're talking about many students, okay? So, Min, this is a nice job. I do like it. Are there some errors? Yeah, there are. In your first body paragraph, there was a big error in terms of the way you framed this. You didn't really talk about this stuff in a school setting. And then there were some little tiny grammatical things, but nothing really, really serious. Okay, this for me was the biggest problem. So let's move on to your second essay. Okay, and this is doing the enjoyable activity one. Let's see what you said here. The issue of whether children gain more benefits from doing entertaining activities than reading is a contentious topic that has grown in importance in the past decade. Good. In my view, doing enjoyable activities will not only improve students' interpersonal skills, but also develop their creativities, which cannot be achieved solely by reading. Nice, except for this. Remember, it's the same thing. It's like you're talking about one student here, but we want to talk about many students. So apostrophe goes after the S. Firstly, there is ample evidence to suggest that reading can enrich, that's the word you want here, E-N, rich, one's knowledge structure, but cannot improve one's practical skills. This is, I really wanted a full stop here or a semicolon at the very least. This is largely because many skills are impossible to acquire from books, but through practice. According to the China Daily, 80% of here students admitted that they can communicate better with others after participating in a drama program because they were required to work and deal with difficulties together with others. Okay, thus taking group activities will undoubtedly contribute to the improvement of communication skills. S. All right, I have a concern about this, but I'm going to move on and then we'll talk about it towards the end. Secondly, it is widely believed that music and drama activities play an important role in developing students' creativity and imagination. This is due to the fact that all art activities without the of cannot exist without creativity. Recent education studies, IES, showed that students who are interested in art activities are usually more creative in their future careers. As a result, students should be encouraged to take more art activities which offer, no S, them chances to explore their potential and use imagination. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, it can be seen without this is that reading is necessary for students, yet doing entertaining activities can effectively develop one's communication skill and creativity. Therefore, taking enjoyable activities can be considered as a supplementary way to enrich students' knowledge and skills. Okay, I like your conclusion. I have a couple of concerns here. Doing an enjoyable activity with a child. What do you think they mean by this? I interpret it to mean that when an adult engages in an activity that is fun with the child gains better skills and more creativity. And you really talked about this in terms of, I guess, extracurricular activities that the student is involved in. So you talked about drama and music, and then you talked here again about drama. So a little repetitive, no? Yeah, I mean, you basically focused on drama here, and then you focused on drama and music here. Now, you did something really interesting here. Look at this. You told me that reading is necessary for students, but where did you actually analyze that? Now, because I see, Min, that a lot of your grammar and a lot of your vocabulary is really good, and the way you write is really quite natural, and, you know, as I read it, it flowed pretty well. I didn't have to stop or hesitate a lot of times. So that's a great thing. It means that your language level is at a very nice point. But look at this. You put this as your first sentence in your conclusion. Reading is necessary for students. Now, don't you think that it might have been worthwhile to perhaps talk about reading more? I, in fact, do think it's worthwhile, especially for students who are aiming at those higher band levels for task achievement. And I'm talking over 7, like 7, 8, 9. Since it is phrased in this way and there is this comparison between these, I think it is important to analyze reading a little bit, and especially the way you wrote it. It's as if we should assume that you really analyzed reading and its importance in developing skills, but you didn't. You mentioned it here. You mentioned it elsewhere. Where was that? Here. Okay, about books. I think you could have developed that part a little more, and then this wouldn't have seemed so repetitive because you were essentially using drama as an example for both. So that's what I think you could have done. My suggestion to you, based on what I saw in this essay, is I would have analyzed the benefits that reading gives students. Okay, and how you said here it enriches knowledge structure, and then analyze that a little more. Think about the benefits and the skills that students gain from reading in that paragraph, and then saying something like, having said that, other activities that students do are much more beneficial for their creativity and their skills development. And then you could have gone into all of this because, like I said before, I felt like this was kind of repetitive. Okay, a lot of information. So now what you need to do is you need to correct these essays based on the corrections you heard in this video correction, and you need to send those back to us. Then after that, you need to start an error correction list, and what that is basically you write down the errors that were pointed out to you in this video, and next to those errors you write what the corrected version is. Send that file back to us as well. Then you'll also need to send a file with your new essays. Try to write them within the next day or so. This way you can really apply everything you've been learning, so you don't forget anything and that you keep your momentum up, okay? So thanks very much for writing these. You did a very nice job for your first essays. I'm very pleased, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your next set, so good luck with those.